Urgent Las Vegas Raiders fans. Do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because here, we bring you daily videos with the latest Las Vegas Raiders updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Hey, Raiders fans! Today, we've got some explosive news that could shake up the entire NFL landscape, and guess what? It's directly related to your beloved Raiders, or at least, it could be soon. We're talking about a potential blockbuster trade that's been making waves in NFL circles lately. It involves a young, promising wide receiver who's been turning heads since his rookie season, and let me tell you, the implications of this move could be huge for the Raiders' future. But, before I get into all the juicy details, let's set the scene. Because, honestly, this isn't just a rumor, there's real momentum behind this, and it might just come to fruition sooner than you think. So, picture this, the NFL is buzzing, and a trade involving Rashad Bateman, the talented wide receiver from the Baltimore Ravens, is apparently on the table. Yes, you heard that right. For Raiders fans, this could be a game-changer. Bateman, who was a first-round pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, has shown flashes of brilliance in his young career. He's a player with a lot of potential, a receiver with the kind of speed, route-running precision, and explosiveness that any team would love to have. And, as we all know, the Raiders are always looking to improve their roster, especially at the receiver position, which has been a bit inconsistent lately. Could Bateman be the answer? Well, that's what everyone's speculating right now. Now, let's take a step back and analyze what Bateman brings to the table. When he was drafted by Baltimore, there was a lot of hype surrounding him. He was seen as a receiver with the size and agility to be a true number one target. In his rookie season, he flashed some impressive plays, big catches, sideline routes, and a knack for gaining yards after the catch. His chemistry with Lamar Jackson was promising, and he quickly became one of the key targets in the Ravens' offense. Although injuries hampered him a bit last year, when healthy, Bateman showed he can be a difference maker, especially in clutch moments. His route running is sharp, and he's got the hands to make tough catches in traffic. For the Raiders, acquiring someone like Rashad Bateman would be a huge boost. Imagine him lining up alongside Davante Adams, creating a formidable duo that defenses would struggle to contain. The Raiders have been trying to rebuild and find that explosive element on offense, and a receiver like Bateman could be the missing piece. Think about it, Derek Carr, or maybe even a new quarterback in the future, would finally have a weapon with the potential to stretch the field and make those game-changing plays. Plus, with the Raiders' offensive scheme under Josh McDaniels, Bateman's skill set would be put to good use. McDaniels is known for designing creative routes and exploiting mismatches, and Bateman's versatility fits perfectly into that picture. But, of course, nothing is just that simple. Negotiations are ongoing, and the NFL trade rumor mill is notoriously unpredictable. The Baltimore Ravens, who see Bateman as a key part of their future, are not just going to give him up for free. They're looking for value, and that could mean draft picks or even a player swap. Meanwhile, the Dallas Cowboys are also reportedly interested in Bateman, which adds an extra layer of complexity to the story. The Cowboys are aiming to bolster their receiving core after losing some key players in recent years, and they see Bateman as a potential upgrade. It's a classic NFL chess match, teams trying to position themselves for a Super Bowl run, making strategic moves to get ahead of the competition. Now, for Raiders fans, the thought of Bateman potentially ending up with your team is exciting. Imagine the possibilities: an electrifying receiver who can take the top off defenses, make contested catches, and be a reliable target in clutch moments. The Raiders have been building around their offense, and adding a young talent like Bateman could take them to the next level. But, as with any trade, there are questions. Will the Ravens want too much in return? Will the Raiders' front office be willing to part with key assets? And what about the chemistry and fit within the team's offensive system? These are all questions that are still being debated in NFL circles and among fans alike. Let's also consider the broader context. The Raiders are in a transitional phase. They're trying to compete now, but also planning for the future. The addition of a player like Bateman could be a signal of their intent to contend seriously in the coming seasons. The AFC West is stacked, with teams like the Chiefs, Chargers, and Broncos all vying for supremacy, so every move counts. The Raiders know they need to be aggressive if they want to keep pace, and acquiring young talent like Bateman could be part of that strategy. And speaking of the Raiders' current roster, they've got some interesting pieces. Davante Adams remains one of the top receivers in the league, and Hunter Renfrow is a reliable slot option. But the depth behind them has been a concern. Adding Bateman could provide that extra spark, that extra element of unpredictability. Imagine a scenario where Bateman adapts quickly to the Raiders' system, works seamlessly with the quarterback, whether it's Jimmy Garoppolo or someone else, and starts making those highlight reel catches we've been craving. That could be exactly what the offense needs to become truly explosive. Now, I know what some of you are thinking: what about the impact on the Ravens? Well, Baltimore would have to adjust their attack without Bateman, which could open up opportunities for other receivers or force them to rely more on their run game. The Ravens have a solid core, and they're known for their innovative offensive schemes, but losing a young, talented receiver like Bateman would definitely be a blow. It might push them to give more opportunities to other receivers like Odell Beckham Jr., or even promote some of their younger guys on the depth chart. And let's not forget, NFL negotiations can be complex and sometimes surprising. The trade talks could fall apart or become even more intense before any final decision is made. The NFL market is always moving, and with the trade deadline approaching, teams are looking to make strategic moves to position themselves for a deep playoff run. The Raiders, in particular, are no strangers to making bold moves. Remember the high-profile trades and signings in recent years? They're not afraid to shake things up if it means getting closer to that coveted Lombardi trophy. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Las Vegas Raiders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now, let's continue with the big reveal. Now, looking ahead, all eyes are on the Raiders' front office. Will they pull the trigger? Will they be willing to give up draft capital or some key players to bring Bateman into the fold? The decision will undoubtedly be influenced by how much they believe Bateman can elevate their offense and whether they see him as a long-term building block or a short-term solution. For fans, it's a roller coaster of emotions, excitement, hope, maybe a little anxiety. But one thing is certain: the NFL never stands still, and the Raiders are always in the thick of the action. Whether this trade happens or not, it's a clear sign that the league is moving fast, and the Raiders are looking to stay competitive, aggressive, and innovative. This potential trade also sparks a lot of debate about where the team is heading. Are they in rebuild mode, or are they trying to push all in for a championship run? And this brings us to the future. If Bateman joins the Raiders, how will he fit into the team's offensive identity? Well, with his skill set, he could be used in a variety of ways, lined up outside on the perimeter, in the slot, or even as a gadget player in some packages. His ability to make contested catches and create yards after the catch makes him a perfect fit for McDaniel's creative offense, which often emphasizes versatility and unpredictability. It's all about maximizing talent, and Bateman could be a perfect piece to unlock more explosive plays. On the other hand, if the trade doesn't happen, the Raiders will have to look elsewhere for that dynamic receiver. But don't forget, sometimes these rumors are just that, rumors, and teams prefer to stay patient, waiting for the right moment or the right deal. Still, the fact that Bateman is even being discussed as a trade candidate shows how high his stock is and how much teams value young, talented receivers in today's NFL landscape. Let's also talk about the bigger picture, what this means for the AFC West and the conference as a whole. The Raiders making a move like this would send ripples across the league. It's a statement that they're serious about competing, and it could cause other teams to reevaluate their own rosters and strategies. The AFC is incredibly competitive, with teams boasting elite quarterbacks, deep rosters, and high-powered offenses. The Raiders know they must be aggressive if they want to break through and reach the postseason consistently. And, of course, the fans are eagerly watching every development. Social media is buzzing with rumors, opinions, and predictions. Some believe that Bateman's addition could be the spark that finally pushes the Raiders over the top, turning them into a legitimate playoff contender. Others are cautious, reminding everyone that trades are risky, and integrating a new player mid-season always comes with challenges. But that's part of the excitement. The NFL is unpredictable, and that's what makes it so captivating. Every game, every move, every trade can change the entire trajectory of a team's season. So, Raiders fans, as we wait for official confirmation, keep your eyes peeled. This story is far from over, and the next few days could bring some major news. Whether Bateman ends up donning the silver and black or not, one thing's for sure, your team is always in the thick of things, always aiming higher, and never backing down from a challenge. The offseason is where legends are built, and right now, the Raiders are in a position to make some serious noise. The future is bright, and the potential of adding a young, explosive receiver like Bateman could be just what they need to take that next step. And now, Las Vegas Raiders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe Bateman would be a perfect fit? Are you excited about the possibility of him joining your team? Or do you think the Raiders should hold on to their assets and wait for a different target? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Raiders. We love hearing your insights and predictions. Remember, the NFL offseason is filled with surprises, and your passion keeps the spirit alive. I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned, stay hyped, and let's keep supporting our Raiders through every twist and turn of this exciting journey. The best is yet to come, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for Las Vegas and their quest for NFL greatness.